Good morning everyone, Gajan here, and this is Henry's Calling the Shot. In this episode, we're going to be working with Canon Speedlites. The three techniques we're going to talk about today is using the Speedlite as a bounce flash, using it in a mixed lighting environment, and trying to capture a cool subject in motion with slow sync shutter. Slow sync shutter spin. Each camera has a maximum sync speed. With the EOS RP, it's 1/180th of a second. If you exceed this shutter speed, half of your image won't be exposed. Another thing to keep in mind is that you have manual and TTL options. When you're in TTL, you're letting the camera take control and it's gonna grab the best exposure that it thinks is possible. When you go into manual, this might seem a little scary, but it's really not. It allows you to control the power on your Speedlite. And with that, you can underexpose or overexpose as needed and really explore your creativity. We're gonna be working with Lisa, a professional dancer, and I'm super excited to work with her today. So let's grab all this gear and get started. So we have Lisa here. For our first technique, we're gonna use the Speedlite as a bounce flash. We have the sun in the background. We found our frame. Lisa's standing here and the sun is lighting her back, but her front completely underexposed. Now with the bounce flash, we're gonna angle the flash to the ceiling. And again, it depends on how far you are from the subject. You can play around with the angles to get that diffused light. We're gonna let the camera take over with TTL and give the amount of light that we need to get the exposure we're looking for. So we got the shot that we're looking for. We tried it without the bounce, we tried it with it full power, and now we're happy with. It's acting as a fill flash right now to counter the light in the background. We're gonna work with some mixed lighting here. So we have a lot of this hard light coming in from the windows. So the first thing we're gonna do is find our frame with no lighting at all. Just make sure we have the shot exactly as we imagine. Chin up just a little bit, just a little bit. So here's the shot we just took with no fill. My settings right now are 1/180 on the shutter speed, ISO's at 100, and the f-stop is 4.0. Now that we got the frame, we're gonna bring in that flash and fill in our subject. There you go. We're at full manual right now, so I'm telling how much power I want out of the Speedlite. Full power, there's way too much light. We're gonna go into our channel here and bring it down. Say 1/32 here. That's also a little bit too much power, so let's bring it down to even 164, and this might be the sweet spot. When you're in TTL, the camera's gonna match the Speedlite to the sun, and you're just gonna have a flat image, not the most interesting shot. We brought it down to about a half to even a third of the power. We have something that I'm just happier with, a little bit more dramatic. Now that we're done with this, we're gonna move on to our next technique. We're gonna try this creative shot here where we're tracking our subject as she's leaping through the air. Not easy at all, but this is what we're gonna start off with. 1/15 on the shutter speed, aperture's at f16, and we're gonna have the flash firing at full power. Now here's the thing, we're gonna be on second curtain sync. And what you wanna do is get into the external Speedlite control. And when you click here, go down to flash function settings, and then here where it says first curtain sync, we're gonna switch that to second curtain sync. And what that's gonna do is fire the flash at the end of the shutter. And that allows us to get a unique shot that you wouldn't be able to get without a Speedlite. We're gonna follow the subject. And because we're following the subject, it's gonna be easier if we set it to manual focus, make sure we're locked in so the camera isn't working to track our subject. Now, even with these settings, it's gonna take time. You're gonna have to shoot your subject several times to see if you can get that shot landed to where you want it to be. But with practice, you'll get something that you're happy with. So now that you have the fundamentals down, you can get really creative with Speedlites. Specifically, you can stick a gel on, go behind your subject to create this cool silhouette effect, or even bringing it above your subject to highlight them in a really unique way. If anything, experiment with your Speedlite and see what you can do. Today we use the Canon EOS RP along with the 24-105 RF lens. We also use the 50-1.2 RF lens. And for Speedlites, we had the 600EX and the STE3 transmitter. All the gear we used here today is available at henrys.com. The links are in the description. Before you go, make sure to hit subscribe so you see more of our videos coming out. But more importantly, let us know how you use your Speedlites. Is there something that you do that we haven't talked about today? I'm Gajan, this was Henry's Calling the Shot, and see you next time.